It's a bit of an early upload, but it's probably better than any time since our usual regular upload date is for games. But this is serious. Hey buddies, it's Will of DAGames, and I kind of wanted to talk about this little thing here. Big community post that I posted up. And seems to have taken the whole of my channel by storm. I did not expect it to get the support that it did, and I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for at least considering the option. But for those who never saw the community post, I might as well elaborate. And for those of you who were slightly confused by the process, I'll elaborate further, too. So in the post, I directly said that after the Wolfenstein 2 song and after the Cuphead song, I will be making not as many to not at all songs on the channel. And the reason being, it's starting to become a problem of mine, where all I'll see is constant demand, sometimes even anger comments, and I even get horrid emails about this kind of subject. And I thought that making content creation was something that you were supposed to enjoy doing, without the pressure, without the strangling necks and all that. And it's something that at least over these past few years, I've not been able to enjoy for a long, long time. There are some songs that I do, for instance, the Cuphead song, that do end up having just spur-of-the-moment spikes in my creative pattern, and I will go forward and make that. But then we're not just about making the song, we also want to make the experience for the video. But because our video is taking so long, a lot of people just keep nagging and nagging and nagging in irrelevant videos that do not concern that particular content. Now, I don't expect you to go on tirades. I do not want you guys to go out and send hate on these people, but just ignore them, like I will probably be doing now. Because I spent so long fighting against those comments that it's gotten me super aggressive every single morning I wake up, and I have a horrid time waking up, looking at the social media and seeing these questions. In fact, there's probably going to be that question being asked down below. I think the worst thing is people are actually starting to use that as a joke now, where it's becoming less of a joke now. What I find very annoying is that, yes, these jokes happen. It's like, make a bendy song. Just kidding. No, you're fueling the fire. You're not actually making a joke. You're fueling the fire here. I don't think you realize that. And while there are several versions of the bendy song that I've tried to create, it's still not working. Except I think it has now. So there may be a chance that I make one down the line, but I do not and will not put up with pressure. And many people argue, why is it taking so long for something as simple as animation? Simple. You want to look at the stuff that we're working on. In fact, fuck it. I'm going to show you guys exactly what goes into this lyric video. Simple, rough animations like this, they look simple on the surface, but they have a lot of time, and you can definitely see the detail going into them, all the way to the finished product, which looks kind of like this. And that's the main focus that we're going for. It's not just that. We're making all the remodels, we're having oil paintings in the background, and that stuff takes a lot of time. And many people like to put out the idea, oh, many studios can do this really quickly, so why can't you? Yes. Because studios can. They have hundreds of people working on one project. We only have 3 people working on the project, and that takes a lot of time, especially since most of their traits come from motion tweening. If many of you know in the animation industry, frame by frame is probably one of the most complex forms, especially when it's gone from paper to digital. With that being said, it takes a long, long time, and throughout that process, I have to put up with the burden of going on the comment section, trying to look out for the nicer comments, and even some of the critical comments, some that are critiquing the video, some that are pointing out flaws. I encourage that. But then I have to put up with the arrogance of, I mean, I'm not even blaming kids at this point. I'm blaming just practically anybody, like adults or anybody like that. And it really annoys me. I think it annoys a lot of people. Again, do not go on tirades. Take it as it comes. I do not want to see in the comment section, I agree, these guys are fucktards. Because they're not fucktards. They're just impatient as all hell. And I guess they don't really know what comes out of it. I don't know how long a lyric video takes from us. Because they're so infatuated by the idea of just game footage and lyric videos. I don't want that to be a non-remembered video. I want this to be our biggest, most ambitious project ever, showing that we put time and effort into the things that we do. And while there may not be that many, and we're not as oversaturated and we don't do stuff in a week, we definitely put our foot on the map when we do get something out there. That's why we want to spend more time in these lyric videos, so I can focus on making the song and then spending a long time away from making it. I think people got the wrong idea of me just like focusing on songs constantly and then just stopping altogether. That's not what I mean. We're making videos, and we need to spend a lot of time on those lyric videos because we want to make them special for you. The moment they're not special is the moment that I start feeling super down. The fact that we haven't spent as much time on what we could have made. And if you've seen the quality of all of our lyric videos this year as opposed to the last few years, they have really, really improved. And that's what we want to keep doing. We just want to keep improving our craft. But unfortunately, when craft is made and when you have to spend so much time doing it, the sacrifice is time. So there's a high chance that I'm not going to give up on songs altogether, which is why a lot of people only took the not be making any more part. But if you clearly see on the hash part, it says not as many as well. It can be an either way scenario, but a lot of people took it as always not making songs ever again. But the main focus of this is to demonstrate how I'd rather focus my true power and effort onto something that I'm truly passionate about, which is the gameplay videos. Originally, DAGames started off with the gameplay videos. In fact, we actually got our spike not through music, we actually got it through our animations first. And many people have forgotten about those, which is kind of strange. The songs kind of just went out there. I don't just want to make it a random video. I want to put as much entertainment value in as possible, and whether that be shaky camera, whether that be the liquefy face that you all know and love. That's where it all stems from. I just like editing a lot, and I like spending time doing that. It's enough of a win-win scenario that I also get to play the game and put out my personality there as well, which is a fucking yeah! It's where my true calling was. It was humor and comedy, timing, personality, all that stuff. Music came second to me. Because unlike most musicians who have the power to EQ and the power to compose with that EQ, I'm not exactly there. My EQ isn't the greatest, but my composition work is great, which is a problem because I just don't have enough time to learn how to EQ. I don't have time to learn about programs. I just don't have the resources. And not many people can help me in the spur of the moment because they're all in America and they refuse to teach me away from the computer. They want me to be with me teaching this stuff, which, okay, yeah, fair enough. Being with somebody teaching is great, but otherwise I prefer having it just like over the internet, I guess. Going back to the songs though, a lot of people asked about the spoilers. It's like, why do you even bother giving them in the first place? Well, it's kind of a hypocrisy scenario. A lot of people are very much a hypocrite in this scenario. For instance, we don't post a lot of songs. We'll start getting the, oh, we haven't heard anything from you for ages about songs. Where have you been? And the trouble is I have been here and I have been making videos, just nobody cares to watch it. Not saying you should, but it's kind of the reason why. So to tie them on, I expect a little bit of respect by giving them a little spoiler, a little preview as to what we're doing, and hopefully that just keeps it as there. But then what comes from that is a lot of nagging questions, again, just constant nagging questions about it. And then you'll get videos where people will put, this is my problem here, preview videos. I hate them because none of them get the lyrics fully right. I only like lyric videos that are fan-made and are 100% correct. But one, I refuse to give out those lyrics because I just don't advocate for them trying to just make fan-made preview videos. They can make fan-made full-on song videos, but just not previews. And two, because they're so inaccurate, they're making the viewer listen to this and they'll just go with that idea. For instance, a lot of people made the Cuphead fan-made preview. A specific line, in this cartoon universe, you are cursed. But that's not the lyric at all. It's, in this cartoon universe, you're a pest. Because the next line is, now put me to the test. Pest and test rhyme. How does cursed and test rhyme? I have no fucking clue. And that's what baffles me the most. So I don't like it when people make those previews. And so I stopped giving out spoilers. And then the same circle happens again, question after question after question after question. Something I have to worry about when looking at the comment section and seeing all the nicer comments out there. So the idea is if we weren't so pressured to do songs in the first place, then we wouldn't need to post as many as we have. But we keep getting pressured, so we're constantly having to go through that battle. At this point, blame every single leaker, stealer, hater, every single person that has forced our channel to kind of go the way that it has done. And just my past. I'm not cynical. I don't expect people to think me as this downright angel, but I'm not cynical in the slightest. I've been dealt a bad hand and a bad past, and I'm sure a lot of musicians have felt the same way, but I feel as though nobody is standing up for this stuff. None of the musicians are standing up for this stuff. And I know exactly why, I'm just not gonna say it. Because then I start getting into fights and then everybody gets anxious and then everybody has a really shit day and you can't handle it, so whatever. But one thing I will say is music is an art form. So is gaming in its own right if you make its own performance. So is animation, so is voice acting. It's the media, it's a passion project. DAGames has always been about the passion. And the moment we have to saturate ourselves upon forced mentality is the moment that we have to put our foot down and stop. Because I'm sure if you guys made a YouTube channel and you wanted to make songs or you wanted to make gameplays, you wouldn't want to be forced to do anything you can't do. The moment that starts happening is the moment that you start feeling depressed. And the thing is, I can't tell you guys and you understand it because you've not been there to know of the inside behind the scenes knowledge. You haven't been there to experience it yourself, so I can't expect you to understand how it feels. But this is why I keep saying it, and I find that when you go into a channel and make your own thing and thrive through it, it sort of becomes pressuring when people start demanding. Now, simple questions, you know, you can't deny that they don't always watch the videos. They're always sometimes going to be out of the loop, and bless the community for educating them on that. Seriously, people do go in the comment section and tell them. Some a bit more forceful than most. I would stop that. But it saves me a lot of time having to go into the comment section and say it for myself, which I really don't want to do. But finally, I mean, I just want to stress again, DAGames is a gaming channel. It's a multifunctional channel at heart, but its primary resource is gaming. And if you don't like that, then I'm probably not the channel you should be subscribing to, and I would urge you to press the unsub button now. And I know I'm gonna see a drop. I know I'm gonna see it, but you know what? They just clearly weren't there for the thing that is part of the channel. Alternatively, if you do want to stay, then sure, fine. The only reason why I ask people to unsub if they're not gonna stay along for the ride, etc., is a sub button from Google's perspective is to keep up to date with the newest content creators on what you want to see from them. And the moment you click that sub button, there's a lot of people who fall under this category. People click the sub button and then refuse to watch any more from the channel. Don't fill up your sub box with subs if you can't watch them. And I don't want to be the responsibility of your subscription box being flooded with stuff if you don't want to watch me for that. I don't want to be given a pretense that I'm worth something because I love the fact that we reached 1 million subs. That's a milestone that hardly anybody gets to meet, but I don't feel like I deserved it at all. So for those who aren't going to keep up with us and are a bit pissed off that I'm not going to be making as many songs as I used to, unsub from the channel. I'd rather have a more accurate sub. And it's why I basically said I don't blame the idea that if I drop from 1 million to 10,000, a super drastic number like that, I wouldn't be surprised at all. However, I would be surprised if that changes. Honestly, I've tried everything at this point to remove the dead accounts. But I got super hectic that day. I'd bottled up a lot of emotions, and I can't just keep complaining like this because then people start calling me an attention seeker. When no, it's just I'm trying to educate a society that hasn't seen all of the videos, and sometimes this thing needs to be said. I need to say it so that more people will eventually get that idea. It'll eventually become a staple post for the community to actually, you know, educate as well. I don't expect to always perform miracles. That's down to you guys. The community is so tight that we like to get this educated for any new people or people who are just completely unaware of the scenario. Honestly, I just want to move on. I want to make videos that I want to make. I want to make songs where I'm not pressured, and I want to make less of them because I want to feel like when I go back to a song, I can simply enjoy it just for sitting back and relaxing. Songs are not my main forte, as many people like to say, but it's your big breadwinner of the channel. I don't give a shit about money. I hate money. It starts jading you into the idea that you're supposed to do it. And as far as I'm aware, in terms of music, I didn't want to do it as a main thing in the first place. Same with the fact that a lot of people like to think I'm bullying people for this kind of shit. And no, I'm not a bully. I stand up for myself. I don't want to be that person that kind of belittles people for the fact that I have an opinion, because they have an opinion just as much as I do. But when they start sending death threats, no matter what age you are, you're fucked. Because that's the thing, you can't define age on the internet. You can't define if that channel is specifically 12 years old or 25 years old, because some 25-year-olds act worse than the kids. How can you really tell? You're not going to be able to. So you just look at the text and just see it as an individual rather than the age. It's just a social stereotype that people like to think it's kids that are doing it. And so they start going, oh, you can't bully because they're kids. I wasn't directly talking about the kids. That's on you. That's the thing, this world has gotten so sensitive lately. It used to have a bigger backbone back in the day, but now it's where's that backbone? That body is on the ground as a sludge. And that's the internet I used to miss. I really missed that part of the internet where you could say what you like and it was fine. Nobody got hurt. Hitler didn't rise from the dead. We pretty good. So no, I don't expect people to understand everything that I say. And no, I'm not gonna force it down people's throats that they're wrong and I'm right, because that's not the case. Sometimes I can be wrong too. We're all human. I'm here to put my point across that I want to do things for the channel that I enjoy doing, and that means not making as many songs as I used to, and that means putting more into the things that I enjoy, which is the gameplay stuff, the streams, the voice acting, and animations for utmost importance. And I hope that you enjoy it too, if you're going to stick along with us. For those who have been for the longest time, I applaud you for putting up for my shit quite a lot. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for even sticking around. Seriously, you're all amazing people. And I'm sure even some of the comments that I get aren't done in bad taste. They're not done in bad taste. It's just a lot of people are super excited about what we have to offer. But there is a way of executing that, and that is just simply waiting. Don't even ask about the stuff, just wait. If you haven't seen anything happen on my channel, if you haven't seen any posts about it on Twitter, chances are I don't want to answer anything. And this is why I figured this video needed to be addressed, to get the full content about that whole community time that I did. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. There's actually a video coming out later tonight. It's Act 1 of Hell on Earth. Yes, they're in Act, it's crazy. Not as hectic on edits today in this particular video, but we're coming back with those pure liquefy faces real soon. And obviously more than just the liquefy face. I can do jokes without relying on a goofy face. So hope you guys understand. The confusion has been super crazy these past few days. I think it's just because a lot of people don't understand or can't comprehend what the news is. So in the meantime, enjoy your day or night or afternoon, whenever you're watching this in the future or in the past, I guess. Other than that, I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out!